What's up, Leaf fans? Ilya Samsonov taking the Leafs to salary arbitration. What does that mean? What could the outcome be? Let's talk about it.
Welcome to the Samwell B12 experience,
where we have you covered for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Blue Jays, and more. So Samsonov is taking Toronto to arbitration. What does this mean? If you don't know what salary arbitration is, it's where either the team or the player can take the other party to a third-party arbitrator to hear their cases and help settle the dispute of what the salary should be. Now, it is important to know that a player can only take the team, or the team can only take the player once to salary arbitration, and they cannot receive less than 85% of his salary from a previous season. So with that out of the way, what happens? Well, they file to go to arbitration. This creates a 2-week period where everything takes place. It is important to remember that while this lead up to the hearing is in progress, they can still negotiate. And in fact, according to Cap Friendly, last year, every player that initiated the arbitration process actually settled before the hearing. So that's really good news. So if they don't settle and it gets to the hearing, both the team and the player get to present their case to the third-party arbitrator. Now, this could be things like performance and results, stats, injury time they've missed, lengths of service, leadership qualities, contribution to team results, performance, all of that. They cannot bring in what other players have signed for. They can't say Korpisalo just signed for this much or Sorokin just signed for that much. They also can't talk about the current status of the salary cap. Well, we only have so much cap space. Doesn't matter. That all stays out. It's based on merit, performance, stats, and contribution. So once all the evidence has been placed and presented to the arbitrator, they have a 48-hour window where they have to review it and come forth with an amount the player should be paid. Now, if the team doesn't agree and they think the amount is too high, they can reject the offer, reject the arbitrator's amount, and what happens is the player then gets converted from a restricted free agent to an unrestricted free agent, and they would be able to sign anywhere they want. So in Samsonov's case, he would be able to go and sign anywhere he feels like playing. This would be a problem for Toronto. They lost Shalagrin. He went elsewhere. They have Joseph Wall expected to kind of, be the backup because Murray's being shopped around. So if Samsonov's arbitrated number is rejected, well, he could sign elsewhere. Then we only have Joseph Wall and we're in trouble. So hopefully they come up with a fair number the Leafs can agree on and they can take. Now, in his case, we're kind of hearing he's looking for the $4 to $5 million range. And that's over, a term of 4 years. He wants about $4 to $5 million for a 4-year term. Now, if you go to arbitration and it does hit the hearing, the award of the salary is only good for 1 to 2 years. So if he wants that 4-year term and goes to arbitration, he immediately loses 2. So it's only going to be a 1 or 2. So if Sammy wants term, he's going to have to settle before he gets to that hearing. Now, if he's going in with 4 to 5 and Toronto's coming in around 3.5, they're going to look at this and it's probably going to end up sitting around that 3.5 marker where we came up with that number in our video when we talked about the cap and the Leafs roster. So can Toronto get Samsonov for 3.5? Yes. Would they like to get him for a little bit less? Probably, because we know how pinched they are for cap space. This is all going to play out now over the next 2 weeks, so stay tuned. We'll make sure you know what he signs for and when he signs. Leave a comment down below. What do you think Samsonov is worth? What would you pay him? And of course, hit that like, help us out. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe. Can't wait for hockey to get going, only a couple of months away. Until then, we'll see you real soon.